Hey Pioneers, welcome back to your national news show. My name is Kayla Delmore.
And I'm Taylor Stewart. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's start things off like we do usually with some pop culture news. Last year, the Emmys were held outdoors for a socially distanced ceremony due to COVID-19 precautions. 2022 ceremony returned to form, held in a large auditorium and completely outdoors. NBC and the Television Academy announced in August that SNL cast member Kenan Thompson was hosting the 74th Emmy Awards. The White Lotus, Ted Lasso, and Succession picked up some of the biggest awards of the night, as well as a bunch of other awards were won.
Netflix's Korean drama Squid Game was a worldwide sensation. It's violent and artful horror series, a survival drama, and a commentary on debt and capitalism. The show earned 14 Emmy nominations and could make history as the first ever non-English series to win in the Outstanding Drama category. In this encore episode, we revisit our conversation about the first season.
After 38 years, Indiana Jones and Short Round have found their way back together. Ke-Huy Quan, who played Jones' quick-witted sidekick in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, shared 2 photos to Instagram Saturday, September 10th of himself and Harrison Ford backstage at the D23 Expo. Both images show Quan with his arms wrapped around Dr. Jones as the two reveal big smiles.
The newest Apple iOS now allows users to edit and even unsend messages sent via iMessage. Users can edit any message up to 5 times, and they have 15 minutes to edit the text after sending it. Your recipient will be able to see a history of your changes. You'll have even less time to unsend a message, just 2 minutes, and the person on the receiving end will be able to see that you've deleted a message.
Some other important notes: the features are only available on Apple devices. They only work when the recipient is another Apple user, and they work best if the other person receiving your message has also installed iOS 16.
Jake Paul is interested in fighting MMA star Nate Diaz, and we just found out his UFC contract this past Saturday with a submission win over Tony Ferguson at UFC 279. First though, Paul is currently scheduled to fight former UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva on October 29th. If successful, he'll be keen to take on Diaz, who he said he wants to fight for more than 2 years.
Now let's get back into some more national news. Queen Elizabeth II, the UK's longest-serving monarch, has died at Balmoral, aged 96, after reigning for 70 years. She died peacefully on Thursday afternoon at her Scottish estate, where she had spent much of her summer.
The Queen came to be enthroned in 1959 and witnessed a normal social change. Her son, King Charles III, said the death of his beloved mother was a, quote, moment of great sadness, end quote, for him and his family, and that her loss would be deeply felt around the world. Alabama is readying an untried method of execution to carry out its death sentence, nitrogen hydroxide. The state approved the method in 2018, but it has not yet been used or tested. The man awaiting on September 22nd execution, Alan Egwene Miller, was convicted of killing 3 men in a workplace shooting in 1999. He said he opted for nitrogen hydroxide instead of lethal injection due to fear of needles, but corrections officer lost his paperwork.
Town after town, village after village, Ukraine keeps pushing into territory controlled by Russian forces and pushing its Western allies for more support to cement its recent stunning gains. Kyiv sought to advance farther against Moscow's retreating troops in the northeast of the country Tuesday, pressing a counteroffensive that has had Ukraine's military recapture key territory and boost hopes both at home and abroad of a defensive shift after more than 6 months of a grinding war.
A man who may have been keeping a wild kangaroo as a pet was killed by the animal in southwest Australia. Police said Tuesday it was reportedly the first fatal attack by a kangaroo in Australia since 1936. A relative found the 77-year-old man with serious injuries on his property Sunday in semi-rural Red Mountain, 400 kilometers southeast of the Western Australia state capital, Perth.
Senator Lindsey Graham on Tuesday will make public his plans to introduce a bill in the Senate that would ban abortions nationwide, one that is expected to restrict the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy.
This is according to several anti-abortion advocates with knowledge of internal discussions. Graham will be joined at noon news conference Tuesday by Majoring Dennis Fletcher, president of Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America, along with other anti-abortion leaders. Well, that's all we have for you today, Pioneers. For The Juice, I'm Taylor Stewart.
And I'm Kayla Delmore. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.